When you're marketing your music to strangers, nobody cares about you. You have to earn their attention. You need to stop making ads that look like ads. How do you promote your music to a complete stranger without sounding too salesy? If you're using Facebook ads to promote your music on Spotify, but you're struggling with this exact topic, don't go anywhere because this video is for you. What's up everyone? My name is Kyle and I'm the founder of Kyle the Ally, a consulting service that helps musicians like you promote their music using digital marketing tools and get it out there in the world. I've been helping artists professionally for almost 3 years, and in my entire time doing this, I've noticed that the most successful ads I've ever run on behalf of my clients all have one thing in common. Those ads don't look like ads. There's a certain percentage of people in the world, and I include myself among them, who will skip over an ad the moment they see it on Instagram or Facebook and notice it's trying to sell them something. It doesn't matter if you're trying to sell them the best product in the world that will change their life. The moment it looks like it's selling them something, they'll skip right over it. So how do you get through to these people, which is honestly the majority of people? You need to make your ads look like a piece of content that your prospective audience would already enjoy on their Instagram or Facebook account anyway. Your ad should not obviously look like an ad. It needs to look like it was organically placed there, even though it wasn't. Making a successful digital music ad that accomplishes this goal only boils down to 2 components. That's right, just 2. The first is the kind of video that you use as your ad creative. If you've been following this channel, which you should be because I have a lot of cool content, you may know that I've already made a video explaining in detail what makes an awesome ad creative, and I shared some examples that were successful with my clients. I encourage you to go watch that video wherever the card pops up on the screen. But to summarize the points that I made in that video, you want to choose a piece of ad creative that looks really visually appealing and eye-catching, and doesn't have an excessive amount of text on it. You don't want to say things like, oh, this new song, listen now, Spotify, blah, blah, blah. Don't do that. Just make it look like a piece of content that somebody would want to enjoy in the first place on their Instagram. The only time I ever recommend putting text on the video is if you're doing the TikTok style of video, where you're typing up the lyrics as you're singing along. That's okay, but for all other purposes, text on the video is a no-go. Today's video is going to be a deep dive on how to write effective ad copy that you can put in the caption on an Instagram or a Facebook ad. In the marketing world, we call this the bridge, because it bridges the gap between the listener's interest and eventually getting them to listen to your song. In my 3 years of experience helping artists with digital marketing, writing these captions is the single most difficult part of putting together an effective ad for most artists. It's really difficult and it takes a lot of practice. Some people are naturally good at it and some people have to work hard at it. But today I want to share with you a bunch of examples of how you can approach the problem of writing good captions, and also show you examples that I've used in the past with my clients that have been successful to jumpstart some ideas that you can use for your own music marketing. The easiest way to explain this is to start by explaining what not to do when you're writing these captions. So by no means should you come out of the gate and say, "Hi, my name is Kyle, I have a song, go listen to it on Spotify." The hard truth is, when you're marketing your music to strangers, nobody cares about you, at least not right now. You have to earn their attention. And that's why you shouldn't just say, go listen to my song. You're asking them to do something before you've earned their attention. Writing a good piece of ad copy that accomplishes this goal follows a really simple formula. You want to start with a top line, this is called the bridge, that is really short and sweet. It should be 1 sentence or less. It could even be a phrase or just a couple of words. You want it to be punchy and thought-provoking. It could even be a little bit abstract. Just think about how you're going to get into your listener's shoes and grab their attention. Once you've done that and you've got an interesting top line, you will bury the more traditional call to action underneath that. So once you've successfully engaged their attention, if they're curious, they can click to expand and see, oh, this is an artist, this is their artist name, this is the song they're promoting. Now I'm interested in listening to it. This formula is really simple in principle, but in practice it's actually pretty hard to pull off. Turns out true creativity is hard, but you know that because you're an artist and you're a creative person. Here's a bunch of examples of how I've approached this problem in the past with my own clients to get the creative juices running and to help you jumpstart ideas that you can use for your own music marketing. The first great way to approach this problem is by simply asking a question. Nothing piques somebody's curiosity more than asking them a question, and it'll get them thinking. That's how we approached promoting Ola Sweet's song, Honeymoon. There's a way that you can introduce the song in the music you make by putting it in terms of what the audience cares about. If you know your audience loves country music, work that into your caption somehow in a subtle way. It could even be a little bit abstract. It's just a way of bridging your listeners' attention by connecting to the things they like about this music. And that's how we approach the marketing for Ryan Curtis's song Codependent Heart. A great thought exercise you can do to help you in this process is to put yourself in the shoes of your prospective audience member and think about, what does this person like about the kind of music that I make? What kind of energy, what kind of vibe, what kind of activity do they like that goes along with this music? The next example I'm going to show you is what demonstrated to me the power of the captions and started me on this whole crusade of encouraging you to write better captions for your music. It was this thought exercise that helped me come up with this caption for Color Mask's song Silver Screech. I made it a point to include that last example from Color Mask because this was the project that inspired this entire train of thought. I was hired to work on this project pretty early on in my career, and when I first started the ads for this project, we didn't have any ad copy in the captions. The captions were completely blank with no text. After a couple of days of watching the ads fail and not respond positively to any of the changes that I was making, the change that I made that finally turned the ad performance around was adding these thoughtful captions to supplement the ad creative. The winning caption, which is the one that you just saw, actually turned around the ad performance almost immediately. It brought the ad from a failure to an awesome success almost right away. This project is what taught me the value of having a really good caption to go along with your ad creative to best make an ad that appeals to your audience. You might be surprised to learn that sarcasm actually gets across pretty well in this context, but I only recommend using it if it's part of your artist's identity. One artist that I worked with called Trauma Cat really exudes this type of sarcasm. There's a lot of that tongue-in-cheek tone that permeates their music. So that's why we decided to pull in some of that sarcastic flair in the captions that we wrote for their song Sai Shen. Think about what kind of feeling you want your listeners to get while they're listening to the song, or what kind of vibe the song gives off. On an unrelated note, I usually recommend writing your captions in English, but if you make music in a different language and you want to market to that audience, then by all means write your caption in that language. It's all about meeting your audience where they are. These two ideas are what guided the caption writing process for Akuna's song Illusion. If you are promoting a cover song, the artist that you're covering might already have a lot of name recognition that you can take advantage of. Really lean into that clout, but do it in a tasteful way. That's the direction I took when I was working with a band called Letter of Marque. They were covering a My Chemical Romance song called The Sharpest Lives. If you're still watching the video and you learned something new, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all the content I have coming out. It's a simple gesture, but it means a lot to me and it would really help me out. Thanks guys. As I mentioned before, I help artists use digital marketing to promote their releases on Spotify or to help sell tickets to shows they're playing in physical venues. If you're interested in hiring me to help out with your next project, go to kyletheally.com. The link is in the description down below. Fill out the contact me form on my website. It'll ask you a couple questions and just take a minute or so. And if working together looks like a good fit, I'll reach out to you via email with some next steps. I'm excited to work with some of you guys. So there you have it. I hope that was enough examples to spark a real creative fire in your brain. And if you've come up with some really clever, witty, or thoughtful captions for your own marketing, put them in the comments below because I would love reading these. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to stay up to date with the next video, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks.